G'day everyone and welcome to morning on day 9 of my Aska series. After getting a bit beat up last night, it's time to get our village back on track. So let's get outside and get moving. As you can see, I wasn't able to get fully healed up, although I also think I stole somebody's bed. So I better get out of here and let him have that back. We took a bit of damage to our woodcutter's hut over here. We can pop in all of those items actually. Had everything on us, so that's pretty useful. We might just leave that for one of the other builders to fix up. We've got our second cottage underway. Need some extra rope for that, so we'll work on that in a little bit. We've got a villager on his way. We should probably fill up our water skin, because one of the things that we need to also do is go and look at getting some more cooking recipes underway. So I might just start with that. We got the mushroom soup, I think it was, yesterday. So today I want to look at getting the meat stew. And that should be okay. We're going to go with the 4-litre one. Make as much food as possible. So we'll get that cooking, because I think 1 meat and 3 vegetables, including mushrooms, should get that underway. So we'll let that cook up. It's going to take a minute. While that's cooking, one of the things that I also want to do is we can pop the berries that we don't need in here. Got to make sure that we take out all of the seeds from here and the feathers, because they're going to be needed. Remember, the villagers can't get things out of the gatherer's hut other than the cook. So let's pop all of our seeds away in here so that the farmers can use them in the farm, and we'll put the feathers over there just in case they're needed, as well as a few stones. And then the other recipe I wanted to also have a go at was, there's our meat stew finished, was some scrambled eggs, I think it is. Take that out and then pop in, we'll go with 3 eggs and 1 of those. I think we're going to be out of water again, so we'll just pop back to the well, fill that up. Can get bigger water pouches in a little bit, but we'll stick with the little one for now. And fill that, get that going. We can also deposit our cooked meat soups over there. Wasn't a stew, it was a soup. That'll just cook up in a bit, and that'll give us a couple of recipes other than just the mushroom. We want them to use up the meat since we've got the hunter producing that. I think he's just coming over and stealing the food. Not stealing, taking it to be consumed, which is kind of good. And there's our poached eggs. We can take a few of those. Probably eat one ourselves, actually. Take that, build up most of our food, and we can deposit the rest for others to eat. And then the tasks, we should be able to then also add meat soup. Let's go with 8 of those, and poached eggs, go with 4 of those. So the cook Leon should take care of keeping those all stocked up for the village, keeping them on the menu the whole time. See the builders fixed up over there, and in a minute we should probably think about getting some rope done. Do we have, there's some thatch. How much bark do we have? Plenty of bark, so we might just shred out the bark. Get 20 fibre, there we go. That'll give us 10 rope that we need. Get that part of the cottage finished. Oh, and while we're doing that, our villager arrived. So checking that, that's Toki, who is good at night with cold, good with fatigue, natural born hunter, forager, so he's a gatherer, and has good resolve. So if we look at that, what skills he learns quickly is gathering and skinning. So we kind of want to use him as a gatherer. Currently we have Gustav as a gatherer, who gets points from gathering and wood harvest. So he could also be a woodcutter. And in the woodcutter's hut we have Adele, who gets nothing from wood harvesting. So she's in the wrong spot. She's either an archer or a fisher. So I reckon if we switch out Adele from the woodcutter's hut and Gustav from the gatherer's hut, let's go back to the gatherer's hut then. Manage the workers there, and we'll put Toki. Toki's going to be our gatherer. And Gustav's going to be our woodcutter. And Adele can be a builder just for now, helping out around the rest of the village. So that's our new villagers sort of sorted out. We might also just pop a few of those in so we've got some extra storage space. Need to get one more to get the next villager in. One other thing that we could do, just double check for any bodies that we didn't finish off from last night. Didn't finish off harvesting off the Draugr. Just double check that we're not going to get anything good from him. There we go. One more straight in blood. I'll leave the rest for other people to pick up. So let's maybe get another one going. And who are we going to get here? Ooh, eats less but has less health. And loves it when it rains. Eats less. And great stamina with extra thirsty. So I might take Barney. It's Barney. Come on in, Barney. Alright. What's this guy need? Needs more seeds. Needs some compost. So for compost, one of the things that you can build, probably not a high priority, but since we've got the farm, it will help. Where is it? There it is, the outhouse. Leisure activities and compost production. Now we probably don't want that over by our housing. Keep the peeps happy. But having it somewhere near the farm would be useful, so we might have to pop it out the back here. Remembering that the workshop will build out to the side, so hopefully this won't get in the way. And let's just pop it here, I reckon. And what's Folky need? Fibers for crafting, and needs crafting space for a large stone axe. I think that means that the area is full. Is that right? Yeah, so we're full of storage. So let's just take these out. Might have to just put them... Can't put them there. Okay. That's unfortunate. We actually have most of the things that we need there. Ah, that's... So we've put the stone axe in. Well, we'll keep a torch on us, in case we need it for nighttime running arounds. And how does this look? Mostly going to need rope, so go make some more while we continue to wait for our farm to produce some fibre. Going to use up all the bark for now. Probably a bad idea in some respects with the cottage still under construction. We need that anyway. Use up some of the thatch as well. That extra one. So pop the rope over in the cottage. We still need more rope for the outhouse. Might just quickly pop over. So where's the closest thatch going to be? Let's head this way. That'll do us for now. We'll just go with the 4 rope. Craft them up. A couple of builders, but no one's decided to finish the cottage off to the next phase, so I'll just take care of that because I want to make sure we've got homes for everybody before tonight. And there's all the bark we're going to need. So I have just used that all up, unfortunately, for making fibre, and our stick storage is full, so I am just going to have to drop these on the ground for now. The rest of the bark is going to have to come from some tree chopping, which we might as well get into ourselves just to help speed things along. The other thing we really should be doing is chopping out the trees where we're going to want to build next. Let's head over and do these couple. Grab a drink. And Barney's here. Oh, Barney looks like another bloody fisherman. I don't need more fishermen. Oh, broke my axe. So Adele, Eagle and Barney. Eagle and Barney need new jobs. So let me just grab a new axe. We'll sort that out. There was a new axe. Someone's taken it. We need fibers for crafting. It's not so good. And you need water for crafting. So let's give you the fibers. You should have water available. Unless the well's empty. Oh, the well's empty. Okay. We've got quite a few issues, I think, at the moment that we need to sort out. So the first I'm going to do is get that cooking water sorted, because we definitely need that available. So let's pop that in. And that's something that our army of builders running around should be able to get underway pretty quick. You can see we've got plenty of meat. So, as night comes on, one of the things we could do is get out our torch. We don't really need it right now, but just to show you how that works. You can see our farm crop is growing. It's well enough watered. That's probably where our water's going, is into the farm. So that second well over here will certainly help out. Let me just check that they are building that. Just sticks to go. Although everybody's going to be on non-work time, so I might as well do that. Especially since we've got all these sticks sitting around here. There we go. There's our extra well with 50 water, so that will certainly help there. Now the only issue I've got now is that I'm out of bark and I can't finish up the extra property. What are all these bags? Seeds. Well, let's pop them where they belong. Gather has been hard at work picking up our seeds, so we'll pop them, deposit them all over in the seed storage, because that's where the farmers will take those from. And again, we can pop the feathers in there, as well as the bone fragments actually, because it would be good, now that we're starting to get a little more dangerous foes, to also think about a simple spike club and maybe a shield, rather than crafting them. Actually, I should make them tasks. And we probably need to also upgrade our workshop hut, because if I check the village settlement menu, you'll see consider upgrading workshop hut, workshop hut, workshop hut. Everybody wants us to upgrade the workshop hut. So let's do that. It's going to take a fair bit of material, but thankfully the rope is the one thing that we do have right on us. And since some of these builders don't have assigned beds yet, they can work on all through the night for us and start putting things in. What I might also have to do is just find out who's got an axe that I can borrow. Gustav is... There we go. I'm stealing your axe, buddy. Sorry about that. But I need it to finish getting the last bit of bark that we need. Well, not even the last bit. I need to get lots more bark. But I do want to finish off this cottage and give everybody a bed. There we go. There's our 4 bark. Put that straight in. That should be our roof, and then it'll just be the door to finish off stage 4. Of course needs more sticks. Should be plenty lying around. 3. The firewood. We're going to have to create some more firewood storage. From there, grab our long stick as well. And then it's just rope. Once again, off on the thatch run. And there is our cottage number 2 done. We'll sign... Oh, cancel that. Sign the 2 guys that don't have beds straight away into there. And then we can look at building some extra thatch beds. Now, I did have a suggestion from someone in the comments to make sure that we also build firewood storage in here, because that will make sure that there's extra firewood for the fireplace that's already here. Where's the firewood storage? There it is. Holds 15 firewood. Just needs sticks and rope. Of course it does. Not sure where the best place to store that is. Put 1 bed there. 1 bed there. Yeah, let's do that. Assume then they can walk over those. We'll see. I've not tried this layout before, but that will give us a firewood storage over here. And we've also got another slot in the corner there, should we need to put something else in. And since I've got, I think, some extra thatch with us, I can put that in there and in there. That won't be enough, but will give us 1 more extra bed. Fill up on sticks, because then we can pop them in there. Although, to be fair, the builders could do a lot of this once they get their lazy bones up. Because I don't think there's anybody else. Everybody's got a bed now, but it's time to start getting rid of these shelters and get them 1, 2, 3, 4 moved over. So if we finish off all the beds, we'll be able to put them all over into the cottage and then remove those shelters from the middle of the village. And look at this. We've now got farmed crops ready for harvest. Look at all the food. Eagle's... Oh no, he's not cook. He's here to eat the food. We actually need some food, so let's just... Mushroom soup. Mushroom soup of the day, and actually it looks like we could do a second one. We'll do a meat stew. There we go. So we're now nice and full. Take a quick drink. And also fill up our water, just in case we need it for when we're out and about. Now, what's next? We need more bark for the workshop hut. And then we probably need to give... Oh, that weird noise, by the way. There's someone using the facilities. Plus side, that'll give us compost. And we should also soon have a whole ton of fibre, now that this farm is starting to get all of the crops ready for harvest. There's not a second axe there ready, so we probably need to give our axe back. But for now, let's quickly knock down a couple of trees I think we'll need 3 trees for that bark. Okay, that should be enough. The bark, the builder army's on it. They can go and grab those. And did they finish off any extra beds in here? They finished off 2. 2 more to go. So that's getting there. And we should also start to see fibre showing up. Where do they stash that? Over here. So that's where, look, 150, 178 fibre. That's what we want to see. That's open to all of the crafters. They can go and grab that whenever they want. You're missing something, Mr. Gatherer. Shorter stuff, but that's alright. You can see they're starting to clean up and replant things. And our builders have finished our workshop hut. That gives us some extra storage slots in here. So I'll put that torch back in there. And I will also put the axe back in there. That means that any of our woodcutters that need an axe can go and get it. We should have a quick look while we're here then at what else we want to craft, because we now have extra options. We've already got the axe and the large stone axe, sorry, the pickaxe already there. We're not able to make these yet. You can see they're grayed out. We need the forester's hut, improved dyers, upgrade of the Eye of Odin, metal workers, all that sort of thing. So whilst our workshop hut upgrade gives us lots of options to make extra things, I don't think we can quite yet. I would also like to almost skip the clubs and move to swords if we can, but that will require metal, so maybe that might be jumping just a little bit far ahead. So what we should do is add a simple spiked club to the list of things, as well as maybe a flimsy shield. And that will make extra options for us to be able to fight off things at night. Now, I didn't have anything last night, but I wouldn't expect the same tonight. Consider adding another storage marker. So we're out of stone. We've got plenty here for the moment, but at some point we're going to need to add some extra stone markers. We've got the extra water well now. We should just actually check. Where's that? So yeah, they've used up a fair bit of that water. 14 out of that one. Yeah, and almost all of that one. How are we doing over here? Those two are still under construction. We don't have any thatch. Do we get any thatch if we destroy this one? Doesn't look like we get thatch. We get bark and other bits and pieces and rope. Sticks, but no thatch. Alright, let's go finish off those beds by getting some extra thatch, just for something new and different. Okay, we got 16 and we're full. Pop that back, and that should be the last of the beds that we need, at least until we get some more people, and then we're going to be out of space again. You can see how it's a constant battle to recruit new people, build the buildings that they need to work in, as well as then build the locations in which they can sleep. So now we can dismantle all of these. There we go. And that should also allow us to assign 1, 2, 3, missed the button, 4. There we go. Everybody's now sleeping in a cottage. Everybody's got a bed. Happy days. So in terms of people complaining in the settlement now, it's looking a lot cleaner now that we have the workshop hut. We don't have any gathering happening, so we might need to add another gatherer's marker. We also don't have any walls and any defenses, so people are unhappy about that, and that's something that we might just need to work on. The other thing we've got is 3 builders, which is more than what we need. So let's just also take a second to have a look at who we might need to assign into the farm. We've only got 1 of 3 people assigned. Our 3 builders are not farmers, they're fishermen. What's Eagle specialise in? Melee combat and nothing else. So Eagle's probably going to be a builder. Barney's a fisherman and nothing else. And Adele's fisherman and ranged combat. So that's not ideal for us. I think because whilst we could build a fishing hut, I don't really need it. And the reason I don't super like fishing huts is because villagers have to keep running across out to the beach. If anyone knows a better way to sort of link your fishing hut up with your village, I'm keen to hear it. Because the other things that we could start to look at doing is working out what are the next buildings that we need. Could start thinking about the forester's hut to start replanting all the trees that we're chopping down, because they do take a while to grow. The other thing we could start to do is also expand out, maybe that's the first thing we need to do, expand out our workshop hut. If we go for a weaver, using fibers to craft textiles, so that's where the fiber is going to go into clothing. Might be something to do, as well as a leather worker. Those are the 2 that, you know, winter is going to be coming, as the Starks say. We rotate that around. We can stash that on the side like that. The leather worker is probably the other one that we need to build. That can go on the end like that. So that's our expanded crafting area. You can see our veggies are starting to come in now as well. So that's going to mean extra veggies over here. There we go. We've got some garlic and some carrots. So we might have to use those for experimenting with some extra recipes soon too. He's got nothing to do, so we might take one of those axes while we're here. We've also got the spiked club and shield, which I think we should carry with us in case we need to do some fighting. So let's just pop that there and there. And we can also stash over some of the food and veg that we don't need to be carrying around. That can get used up. I do have a tool. There we go. Level that out. There we go. Let the builders sort that out. We've got plenty of them. I can do a bit of tree stump removal. Although I should keep those probably more for winter when we need the firewood. Because we're going to need to also assign someone, I think, to the weavers. Unless, of course... No, I'm wrong. Ignore that. Folky in the workshop hut, I think, will work on across all of these. We can assign more people if we want it to go faster. But if we only just want to trickle through some of the crafting, then that will be fine. I'm curious to see now how our fibre stash is going. We've got 336 fibre now. So that's looking a lot better. Okay, so no one's cooking anything now, so maybe it's a good time to have a look at some extra recipes. Well, there's actually not a lot there, to be honest. We might leave that till we've got a few extra veggies crafting away. We've also got a fair bit of fibre over here, so I'm just going to take that, maybe keep that with us so that we can always make a bit of rope. Why don't we just do that straight away? That's the thing that we need the most. So we can get these two at least finished off from a rope point of view. And that used up most of it. At least they're only single phase builds though. So whilst everybody... Oh, look at that stack of food. Whilst everybody else is taking their leisure, I think it's going to be on us to build these buildings out for a little bit. Although having said that, just looking at what we're going to need, I think we're back to needing bark. We've got plenty of the other materials, but bark is going to be the one that we're short on since there's nothing in the bark storage. So I think we're going to be back to chopping down some trees overnight. So let's get on with that, assuming that we're not going to get attacked tonight, given that it is pretty much already midnight. We'll leave it there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of my future videos. Massive thanks to my patrons for their support. Thanks to you for watching, and enjoy ruling your Viking village.